Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
What's going on, everybody?
Welcome back
Do you know?
It's that show.
I'm Rooster.
Bishop.
Dude, pissing me off. These prices.
On everything.
On everything.
I guess it's good we drink cheap beer.
Yeah. Right. But seriously, it's crazy. I didn't really notice it at first, but everything is slowly just creeping up and creeping up.
Dude, I've seen. I mean, there are things around here. Yeah, in our little small area, definitely like, especially with like fuel and everyday consumed items that what you consider highly consumable products. Those prices are not. They're not just creeping up. They're jumping. They're playing leapfrog.
Yeah.
Right. But then there's other things.
That's like mostly like food or what? I mean, obviously, like gas is one of those. It's something that
food, fuel. Look at the price of energy, for a home. That's going up.
Really?
I mean, it's everything.
Wow.
It's everything. And I look at it and I go, I don't know how people are doing it. I don't know how people are doing it. I mean, because I know a lot of people. I don't know a lot of people, but I know people that already struggle to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Week to week. And now you're looking at increase in like milk and bread and things like that.
For
sure. But the prices of everything are going up.
Huh.
And
do you think that this is somehow correlated to the COVID checks? Because they were saying while that whole thing was going on that it was going to lead to mass inflation and shit, and so I didn't know if those things are correlated or.
I think there's some sort of correlation and tie to it. You just can't print money and not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, and for people to say that there's no, it's not going to increase the debt, it's not going to increase inflation. That's just not true.
Yeah.
I mean, the more of something there is, the less valuable it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for America being the land of the free and like the place where billionaires can make their money and shit, but I feel like it's kind of fucked up that like 0.1% of our population owns like 50% of the whole country's money.
I feel like there's a lot of things that are in play right now with the economy and what we're seeing, and we're not even 2 years into it.
Right.
We're not even 2 years into
Seriously.
it. And with everything else that's going on in the world, I don't know. I feel like there's still too many people that are they're spending their money on more disposable items rather than spending their money on items or
quality items that are going to last.
That'll last.
Yeah.
But
that's been our problem for the last 30 fucking years.
Right, disposable culture, right?
Yeah.
And I think this might be the beginning of a reset for it.
Yeah.
Because people are going to turn around and go, all right, so do I go out with my friends and have drinks and, this or that, or do I save that money and buy food and buy my alcohol and
have water tomorrow?
Am I actually going to have TP for my come home?
Jesus, hopefully it never comes down to that. I never want to have to choose between TP and water.
Luckily, we live in a state there's plenty of pine cones.
Yeah. Oh, God. No way.
Be a man.
Be a man. Those videos crack me up, too.
Yeah. Shit in the woods. I don't know. I just look at it and... but I still see, like, certain items that haven't increased. All right, I hate to say it, but like candy, right? Candy hasn't increased.
Huh.
It's always been more expensive than it needs to be, but it hasn't increased. So we're like, no. You don't need to eat real food. Eat a bag of gummy worms.
I'm going to survive on this. They're trying to kill us all off faster.
I don't know. There's just certain things. But one thing I am seeing, especially... in this whole influx is I'm starting to see younger people actually look at what they're spending their money on.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of, I would say it's in the age group of as young as, the first working age, 14, 15 years old, something like that, all the way up to the mid-20s. People from the mid-20s to, let's say, their late 30s they're still in this kind of mindset of where it's still really disposable. And then people from their 40s up are definitely tightening their belts. They're like, yeah, you don't need that today. I think I can make that. I'm pretty sure
I can make that. We were actually just having that conversation.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I can make that. We don't need to buy that.
You don't need to buy that.
Medicine? I got this old cookbook. It's got all these great recipes in it.
What'd you say? I have enough metal in my backyard to build half of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
I can build anything.
Yeah. It's like, when I see what people are charging for pre-made and prefabricated things now, and knowing it's literally like a bracket with two holes in it, so you can just put 2 bolts through it, and they want $40 for it, and I'm like,
yeah,
I got enough steel in the backyard to build half the Eiffel Tower. I don't think I need to buy that.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that.
I got a hammer and a torch. I'm pretty sure I can make that.
Right. Seriously, it's necessary though. It just makes me wonder, like, what the future of our fucking country is going to be like. Everybody's always wondered and worried. I mean, like, we've had this conversation. There's never been, like, a peaceful time where everyone's like, oh, yeah, this is perfect, over the last 100 years. But
that's where I said that. But the craziest thing is that in the timeline of humanity, we are actually technically in the most peaceful time we've ever been in.
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
The thing about it, though, is that the way the information is broadcast to you now is that they can spin that shit faster than that Gravitron at the freaking carnival, and you don't know what's happening. Next thing you know, you get puked on. You don't know. You just don't know. You just know that
oh, God!
It wasn't a good time.
Blindside.
It wasn't a good time at all. So, I don't know. There's... that brings up a topic we can have in another episode or something. But the media, man, you want to talk about a frat party gone wrong? I mean, like, it is just like a complete circus.
Yeah.
You don't know how to disseminate anything anymore without, and you can't even get on your electronic devices and do any research. Right? Libraries are so constricted on the materials they carry anymore. It's not like you can actually start going and doing real research because they have to order the damn book from Istanbul or something. They're like, we'll see you next year.
Right.
We got your name, we got your number, you're good to go.
We're getting 3 copies in by next year. You'll get one of them.
So I don't know, it's kind of scary, but it all ties together with lack of information, right? And actually figuring out what's causing everything. And now there's confusion. Confusion causes panic. People are panic buying, or they're over splurging because they feel like there's no tomorrow anyways.
Yeah.
And the rest of us are just screwed.
Right.
It's like...
It's not a lack of information, though. It's an excess of information. There's too much
It's a lack of quality information.
Exactly,
because the way that it's regurgitated from channel to outlet, it's hard to actually pick it apart and find out what it really is.
Right. And we've had that discussion before where, like, the hardest part about having all this information is you can't just go and see what the truth is. You got to spend hours researching and reading every perspective and side on this argument and then formulate your own opinion, which most people aren't willing to do.
It's like when you're looking at, and you're at the store and it's $5 for a gallon of milk, right? And you're like, why does it cost so much? And I know people in the trucking industry, and I'm like, what's the deal? They're like, we just don't have anything to ship. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have anything to ship?
Like inventory?
Yeah, like I'm like, did the aliens take all the cows? What's happening right now? Well, I mean, is there no more dairy? What's happening? You got plenty of cheese over there, but you got no milk. What's happening with this? But, Nate and 2 fairly good friends of mine, they're like, no, my one friend said he sat at a dock for 3 days waiting for a trailer.
I've seen so many videos of truckers online and their orders getting fucked up and waiting for shipments and wasting days waiting to unload, waiting for all this shit. I'm like, I feel like it was always a great job to be a trucker until like nowadays. Now they're just getting boned.
Yeah, and my other friend, he went and picked up he runs a lot of frozen food across state lines, and when he got to, I think he ran a load up to Nebraska or something, and when he got there, they rejected the whole shipment because when the receiving manager at the dock went through and realized that the entire shipment was expired.
Really?
Like, how does that happen? Like, where was the QC on that one?
Right? I wouldn't take that shit either. I'd be like,
So,
no, fuck this.
I mean, and that's frozen food, which means where was it sitting?
Yeah.
For what, a year or 2 years?
Yeah,
and
frozen.
Somebody was like, that stuff in the corner. Get it over on Dock 13.
We're getting low in the
Just get it out of here. Get it out.
Nobody'll notice. It's frozen.
And they find Bobby back there frozen. He'd been there for a year. Oh, that's where he went.
Throw him with the rest. We'll chop him up. Nobody will notice. That's an extra $10.50 right there.
And the other weird thing, when you look at the fuel prices and stuff like that, when you're talking about the increase on pricing, I don't know if you've seen this, but there's been a ton of ghost ships just popping up out of nowhere. And we're talking about not just cargo ships, we're talking about oil tankers that are full of freaking oil. No crew. They just disappear.
What the fuck? Wait, so people just like come up and find a ship and then they investigate and the whole ship's empty?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's just been drifting for months.
Couldn't they trace it back to like the company and...
I suppose, but I'm like, don't you think that's odd? Don't you find that suspicious?
What the fuck?
Like, where did all those people go?
God damn.
It's not like they went for a swim.
Maybe it's the aliens are inflating our prices.
I don't know. There's a lot of money that is just being spent right now. Personally, from going in and seeing what it is in the buyer's market, like you go to like a big chain electronics store and you see what people are dropping on. Well, do you really need that TV? Do you really need that surround sound? Do you really need these things? And in certain circumstances, I can see that because maybe that's what your job entails. Maybe that's part of what you do for a living.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, it's like, we just had this conversation about people buying cars and they're not even complete. They're making payments on things, and
They haven't even got yet.
Yeah, and they're not. You haven't even. They don't even have the keys. It's not even complete, and they don't know when you're going to get it.
Nobody's calling them back and telling them what the fucking deal is. Yeah, that shit would piss me off.
I mean,
but people are willing still to spend these huge amounts of money on shit. It's kind of blowing my mind.
I think I'll stick to my dirt and my seeds.
and my 97 Corolla.
I think I'll go ahead and just go ahead and grow some food because I feel like things might get a little crazy.
Yeah.
Might get a little bit crazy.
I've been seeing videos online too of like farmers being like, the things you need to go out and buy right now, corn, wheat, oil, all like vegetable oil and that kind of stuff. Talking about how, inflation is just going to make all the prices worse or whatever. And then people are analyzing those videos and saying, well, if everybody did that, then we'd be fucked. And it's going to drive inflation up more because you're increasing the demand and the supply is staying the same.
Right.
So,
right.
It's scaring me, bruh. I don't want to turn out like the Roman Empire and just have us all collapse and be back to fighting with spears and sticks and rocks.
It'd be better than the Greeks. They had a special way for attractive boys to pay their payments if they didn't have the money to do so.
Jesus. We're not even
Well, the one thing that we don't have to worry about right now is lack of beer.
Yep, we got plenty.
We will be right back. See you in a few.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.